Hello friends, and welcome to my channel once again. Halloween has passed. I hope everybody was doing rituals on Halloween Eve, or at least doing something spiritual. I performed 3 rituals that night, 2 for clients and 1 for myself. It was very long and very intense. 3 rituals is something that I do not recommend for anybody. The last ritual was for me, and that was about 3 hours. But before all that, I did take the kids out and do the family thing first. Family is important. Family comes first, then spirituality for me. Now, when I say spirituality, I am talking about going into ritual. Meditation, which you can do at any time, is important for myself. It keeps me level. It releases any anger or any doubt I might have about a situation. If I can recommend something right now, is to meditate. Learn how to meditate. Start off your day meditation. In meditation, I can share with you that when I do meditate, sometimes it's not just down here. Sometimes it's just in my living room. I will shut off the TV and give myself 10, 15 minutes, just breathing exercises. Breathing in, counting to 3, 4, 5, breathing out. And eventually you won't have to count. You just breathe in, breathe out. Focus on your breathing, releasing anything that you may have on you. Any questions, any things that you may be doing through the day that you're worried about. Releasing it all. And in that peace, I find serenity. And I can go on with my day. But kind of got sidetracked there. But the 3 rituals I did perform was, you know what, I gotta stop doing that, the 3 rituals. I don't recommend it for anybody. I suggested it, I was making a suggestion last video, I believe, about how I will only do 2 rituals, and 3 rituals are too much. After 3 rituals, after that night, I was destroyed. And when I went to bed, the fucking dreams I was having. I woke up in the morning totally paranoid. Have you ever done that? Wake up and you feel like you've done something wrong? I don't know what was going on in my dreams, but fuck, it's the worst feeling ever. And it was that night. I can tell you, there was no doubt that Azazel was in my dreams, sending me messages, and I should have woke up through it and wrote down what I was being told. I think I suggested that as well. If you're working with an entity, like for example, for me, Azazel, to keep a piece of paper and a pen next to the bed. And when you wake up, and if there is something that is being told to you that just triggers it off, triggers your brain off, and it's like, fuck, I gotta write that down, that's important. At least you have it there to write it down. Or, my friends, even like a little tape recorder. You just hit play, you can just grab the tape recorder and talk into it and put it aside. Because these entities will talk to you through your dream. Some of the biggest messages could be missed if you're not prepared to write that down or tape it. You know, even when you wake up, you like through a dream, and you know there's a message through Azazel, and you remember. It's like, okay, I'm gonna remember that. You ever go back to bed and then you wake up and it's like, what the fuck was that? And it has totally left you. So, yeah, that's a suggestion right there. Record the messages that are coming to you. That's a vital thing in this path. So, yeah, do that, my friends. Arise, Azazel, arise. Friends, I've been so busy. This has been a really busy month for me, and I am talking about rituals and family, but the rituals, I'd like to perform 3 rituals a week at the most, and it kind of looks like I've been doing 3 to 5, and for me that's a lot. You don't have to go into ritual every day. I do believe in breaks, in taking breaks. It's a lot to digest in a ritual, and I find if I do rituals every night, they seem to blend together, and I can get into a psychosis of all these messages that are being taught and being taught and being spoken to me. And I need a break to digest it. Writing, like I said about writing with the dreams, it's good to write down things after rituals as well, or record it. I am blessed because I have this set up, and sometimes when there's after a ritual, I just hit record and I just talk into the mic and I just shut it off, stop record. These are videos that I don't share. These are personal messages after ritual. Like if I'm recording a ritual and I'm done the ritual, I can just walk up and talk. I don't even have to turn it on. And most of the time I'm recording rituals. I have, honestly, friends, maybe 1,000 rituals recorded. And that's no joke. I've never counted them, but yeah, some 1,000 rituals. I have 1 terabyte of rituals and another terabyte over here of rituals. It's easy for me to go through them and just kind of see my process of where I began in my rituals, what has changed, what has where I've developed, and maybe where I need to work on my rituals. I see a lot of I get a lot of orbs and everything through my rituals. If I catch it, I'll try to share it. And if there is an orb, and if I'm sharing it with you, trust me, it is an orb. It's not a mosquito or a bug. If it was a mosquito or a bug, I wouldn't share it. My temple is closed off, and there's no flies or moths down here. It's always closed. Everything's closed off. There's nothing that can get down here. So anything that shows up on video, it is what it is, And that's another great thing about recording, friends. You can really study the ritual that you perform. You can look just like a Ghost Adventures kind of dude, just check it out, just see if there's anything going on, check out the flames, see how the flames are acting through your ritual. Sometimes you'll call the entity's name out and the flame goes up higher, or something amazing will happen. The energy shifts and it turns the flames all to a left or all to a right, or sometimes you'll see the candles just blow over to the left. No breeze in this temple, no reason for it to happen. Only thing that makes it happen is the energy that's happening through the temple, and that's always exciting to catch, if you know what I mean, friends. I know I shared it before about videotaping your rituals. You don't have to share it on YouTube. You don't have to share it on Facebook like I do. My rituals are pretty much an open book with certain things that you don't have to do. If anything, I'm just trying to motivate people to stop sitting down just watching videos or buying a grimoire and getting off your ass and doing a ritual. And that's really what it is just stop talking about it and just do it. No, you don't need 100 candles. One candle. Put on one of my mantras. Call the entity. Meditate. Focus on one dot in front of you and just focus on that one dot. Try breathing exercises. Watch my video on opening the third eye and let the entity come forward. Calling the entity. Here it is. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. But I've shared this before and I'll share it again. Every ritual you do is a success. And when you do that ritual, know that the entity is there. Sometimes he doesn't want to step up. Sometimes he wants to see how dedicated you are. Sometimes he wants to see if you're worthy of his presence. And in time, you will start seeing signs. And it will grow larger and larger and larger. But it's dedication, my friends. Now, when it comes to curses, I know there's getting dirty and going to a ritual and performing a curse. There's many different curses out there. There's many different spells. I'm somebody that, with any ritual I do, I like to work specifically with an entity. I like to call on that entity. I like to get my hands dirty when I go into ritual. I like to make offerings. I like the process, building up for the ritual, making offerings every day. But there's a lot of times that you don't even have to curse somebody. If you're working with entities long enough and you've built that relationships, they will protect you. And they will go in and fuck up somebody that is getting in your way. And that's you not even asking for it. They're taking care of situations for you. I love seeing curses working. The best ones I like are the obsession. People will be obsessed with you, and they don't even know what's happening to them. They're just drawn to you over and over again. And these are people that might not like you. These are the people that might despise you. They might despise you, but they hang on your every word, and they go to sleep and they think about you, and they're so angry, and everything pisses them off. And with that anger, it fills their headspace, and they start getting sick. It starts affecting them. They don't realize that they're being fucked over by an entity. I'm not an important person, friends. But there are some sick and suffering people that think that I'm that important, that need to speak my name And when they speak my name, they feel they have power. And maybe my name does give them a little bit of power. But I could tell that they're sick and suffering. And it makes me happy. It does. There's Christians out there that are obsessed with me. And they focus on me. And their energy is focusing on me. And they're not focusing on themselves. They're not focusing on their path. You know, they'll talk about God in that conversation. They say, but you know, that Behemoth-X. They'll just bring me up and bring it into the conversation, you know. And I love it. It's almost like I have power over them without doing anything. And they don't realize that they're cursed. And that makes me happy. I said that makes me happy, but it does. And maybe that's probably why I'm in a good mood. A lot of things have been going really good. Everything is going just right. And it's because of these entities, friends. You know, don't give up. This is worth it. I always say when you're starting off and you don't know who to work with, Azazel. I'm in a great mood because I've been working with Azazel for about a month. No, a couple weeks now. And it's been beautiful, my friends. You know, I'm always in a good mood. But it's only one ritual. 3 rituals, like I said. Not in a good mood. Drained. But, yeah, start off with Azazel. Astaroth. Don't start off with, I don't know, Belial. I don't recommend that. Or, Beelzebub. No, I don't recommend that. Astaroth. Azazel. Lucifer. Lucifer's a good one to start with. But there's some ones that will, you know, they can fuck up your life. And that's with you just diving into it. You're working with Belial and your life is all fucked up and you can't sleep and you're wondering what the fuck's going on, and holy shit, maybe I should go to church and become a Christian and get baptized because this isn't working out for me. There it is. Well, you know, here's your warning. Don't fuck with Belial. Don't start with Belial. Belial is somebody you want to work with down the road. You want some experience with this, you know. And also, working with Belial, I find that, you know, there's like parasites that will come in around Belial. They just love the blood. They just, they're like vampires, you know. And they will stick to you, and then you're wondering why you're always depressed, and you don't realize that you have parasites on you, and it's because you jumped into the lake of fire with Belial, and you didn't start off with an entity that wants to guide you, that wants to bring light into your life, like Azazel or Lucifer. So be careful who you start with, my friends. I call on you, neglected one. I call on you for request. Our forsaken, abandoned Prince of Hell, I honor thee. I haven't really been on Facebook, and a lot of people have been reaching out to me through messages, and I know I haven't been replying, but I do appreciate it. Like, I've been swarmed with messages. And I know people sometimes get worried about me. Friends, you don't have to worry about me. If you don't hear from me, I'm okay, you know. I really have been enjoying my family, and I know every video I talk about my kids and my wife and how grateful I am. But it's true. You know, there was somebody that passed, and I won't bring up this person's name, but they were in the left-hand path. And, you know, life isn't easy for all of us. And you could be going through this. This person, from what I understand, took their life. But I also understand this person made a lot of enemies in the left-hand path. Number one, you don't know who you're fucking with in this path when you start attacking. Now, I'm not going to say that's why this person took their life, but if you fuck around with people, they're going to curse you and they're going to bring chaos in your life. So if you're already in a bad situation, taking on lions for no fucking reason except to getting pats on your back from other practitioners, no. That's why I don't like to attack practitioners. It's very, very, very rare that I will attack another practitioner. I just don't need, number one, the drama and the bullshit in my life. But I don't need the cursing and the throwing on extra protection. Oh, that's fucking... You know, I got enough on my plate, you know. Sure, there's going to be people that want to curse me, but it's not because I've done anything to them. It's maybe they're just cursing for the fuck of it, you know. I don't think I've upset any practitioners. I feel like I have a good standing in the left-hand path community, and that's important to me, you know. I respect other people's practices. Where a lot of practitioners, they will perform their rituals or they'll do their spells, and because you're not doing their spell or something like it, they'll attack you. You don't know what you're doing. You got to do it this way. If anyone tells you that they're doing it right and you're doing it wrong, you know what? Fucking walk away from them. Because there's more than one way to do things. There's more ways. Sometimes there's a road and there's a house and there's many paths. And you can take whatever path you want. Sometimes it's best to take the long path instead of getting there right away. And because you're not on that path that they suggest and they attack you on that, you know what? Fuck them. Get rid of them. You know, there's different ways, and I respect other people's path. As long as we're working for the same thing, the same goals. You know, we're trying to get contact. We're trying to get messages. And because of the situation of this left-hand path, we're trying to get protection. And it's your journey. And don't let anyone piss on it. There's a lot of suggestions out there. You take the ones that work for you. You know, try them. If they don't work, okay, they don't work. Try something else, you know. But please, be careful who you're taking advice from. You know, I know some practitioners will hit the hammer hard, and I do respect that. But when you're a newcomer, you don't deserve a hammer. You need to be carried sometimes, and you need somebody that is willing to take the time to hold your hand in the beginning and walk you through. So just be careful where you get your information, okay, friends? Mendus and Astarte, Lucifer voltet, Ishme liftash to me. So we have a few more weeks, and what was it, 5-6 weeks till Christmas comes. People don't like to call it Christmas. Happy holidays. I don't give a fuck. Christmas doesn't matter to me. They're just words. Like I said, Santa Claus. And we're prepared. We're ready to go into Christmas. We're almost done we were finished buying all the gifts, and in a couple of weeks we'll put up her tree. And I always dress up like Santa Claus. I'll probably send you some, next video I'll put some pictures of me dressing up like Santa Claus. It's this thing that I've been doing every year, and the kids love it. You know, it's going to be the first year without my father, and I can tell you my mom's very bummed out. I've been having a lot of dreams with my father every time. Guys, I'm going to share this with you, and it's kind of personal. When my father passed, they gave him morphine, and we all kissed him. You know, I told him I loved him, and we all left. And then he passed 2 hours, about an hour and a half afterwards. And friends, every time I think of my father at night, I have this pain that I didn't stay with him until he left. I believe his energy, his spirit has left the body. When he left the body, he didn't see anyone there, and it bothers me. I shared it with my mom, and I feel a little bit better about that. But it's something that I told my mom. I said, if this ever happens again, I will not leave until you pass. And I guess when people pass, we all have regrets, you know. And I love my father. I know he knew I loved him. And we talked a little bit about that, and he would tell me how proud he was in his last year. He always told me, you know, I'm really proud of you, really proud of the man you've become, you know. And yeah, we're not going to have him this year. And I got to work around that, you know, with my mom. You know, I want to be there for my kids, but I want to be there for my mom. So it's kind of like a weird thing, because I want to be emotionally there for my mom. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard year, or a hard Christmas. But for my kids, it's exciting. And I am looking forward to Christmas with the kids. If I don't have a video, I probably will have a video. But if I don't have a video by Christmas, I'm hoping I will. But if I don't, I want to wish everybody happy holidays. And I hope everybody gets what they need. And remember, you don't have to be alone for Christmas. And if you are alone, have a plan. Don't get a movie, get junk food. There's always people on Facebook through the Christmas season to talk to. Even a stranger. You don't have to totally dump personal things on a stranger, but just having a conversation and some laughs, you know. It's there for the taking if you reach out and look. So I love you all. Remember, friends, always protect your kingdom, protect your family, protect the ones that deserve your love. Hail Azazel. Your life, your advice, for death.